The Mozart PMCs was founded in March 2022 by former SASEA Marines Andrew Milburn and Andrew Ben. Officially, in the version of the Zelensky regime and by legal status in the SECEA, this detachment is called the Mozart Group, which is engaged in a humanitarian mission on the territory of Ukraine controlled by Kiev. Since the beginning of the formation of this group, its members have begun to position themselves as an antinomy to the Russian attack aircraft of the Wagner PMCs. In February 2023, a conflict arose in the squadron between its founders, and the media reported that perhaps Mozart had left Ukraine. According to the American newspaper New York Times, the Mozart PMCs had about 50 mercenaries from 11 countries in its ranks, mainly from the Czech Republic, Ireland and the UK, and the monthly budget of the group is $175,000. The British newspaper The Guardian reports that a group of American mercenaries is mainly engaged in training Ukrainian army soldiers who are undergoing a 10-day training course in the possession of small arms, ATGM, manpads and UAVs. Mozart forms small groups of 40 people for training, mainly consisting of members of such special battalions as, for example, Kraken. The main head of the PMC Mozart is a Marine and retired Colonel Andrew Milburn, who was born in Hong Kong in 1962, in an English family. Milburn first participated in combat operations in 1992, as part of a unit of the United Nations Joint Task Force, UNITAF, which landed on the coast near the city of Mogadishu in Somalia. Andrew Milburn served as a second lieutenant in Somalia, and during the 2003 invasion of Iraq by the SECEA, he received the position of commander of the task force. After Iraq, he became the commander of Marine Special Operations in Afghanistan. After leaving the Marine Corps in 2019, Andrew Milburn took up writing, publishing widely on various websites. He wrote the book When the Storm Gathers, From Mogadishu to the Fight Against ISIS, the Commander of Special Operations Marines at War. In the winter of 2022, Milburn appeared in Poland as a freelance journalist, and in March of the same year, he arrived in Ukraine as a journalist for the military publication Task Purpose. He opened an office in the center of Kiev and began collecting money from investment funds in New York to provide humanitarian assistance to people in the front line in southeastern Ukraine, with the help of the nonprofit group Mozart. In the summer, he and several colleagues have already begun to train Ukrainian army servicemen. After his trips at the end of 2022, with the so-called humanitarian mission to Solitar, which at that time was stormed by the fighters of the Wagner PMCs, Milburn caught fire with the idea of creating his own PMCs. It was then that he was joined by many mercenaries from other countries of the world, who actively began to train the servicemen of the Ukrainian army. In December 2022, an ideological split occurred in Mozart. The co-founder and financial director of the group, Andrew Ben, accused Milburn in an American court of wanting to turn Mozart into a commercial mercenary unit and demanded compensation from him. In January 2023, the Mozart PMC was widely advertised by the Western press as a powerful opposing force to the Russian Wagner PMC assault groups. However, in fact, the whole Mozart did not even count a company, and its fighters refused to go to the front line, under the fire of the Russian military space forces. In February 2023, it became known that the Mozart Group company had gone bankrupt. At the same time, the press reported that Mozart had left Ukraine, but according to some reports, Andrew Milburn will try to revive the group in Taiwan and Armenia.